Hello and welcome to the video version of my journal. I'm Steffanie Rivers. Come on in, kings and queens, and welcome to the conversation. We want to welcome you. You're watching my simulcast. I'm broadcasting on different platforms, so we want to welcome you, whether you're watching on Twitter or Facebook Live or YouTube or LinkedIn. Come on into the conversation. If this is your first time joining us, we want to welcome you aboard. And if this is your return, if you're returning, welcome back, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first to know. Got my little background chill music going on. I know a lot of you might be getting ready for, this weekend and dressing up and all of that. So this is my normal scarf that I wear. It's not a costume. Sometimes I wear a scarf, sometimes I don't. But at any rate, I want to thank you for coming on in and welcome to the conversation. As we start to wind down on this year and we start to talk about going into another year, a lot of companies, or a few months ago, it was said publicly in a public address that they're going to start being CVac mandates. And I'm calling it CVac mandates for a reason. I'm sure you know why. If you don't go with the party line on some things, then social media has a tendency to remove those videos. So just trying to get this word to you so you can pass it on to your friends and fam. So I'm calling it the CVac mandate. So there are a lot of CVac mandates spreading across the country. And you might be in a position, or if you have a job, they might have told you about this already. You might know this already. If you work in public health at a hospital or a type of clinic or anything like that, they're mandating that those people get the CVac, as well as government entities, whether it's federal or state or a local municipality. They are mandating that you get the VAC. And so a lot of people are having to decide whether they're willing to separate from their current position in this trying hard employment market, in this hard, tough employment market, or are they going to do what they need to do and go ahead and get that VAC? And so some people are saying that they're not going to get that VAC. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started, here's my show opener. Hi, I'm Steffanie Rivers, and I want justice for Breonna Taylor because the police officers involved showed reckless disregard for her life and the lives of her neighbors. Her. So you're saying she essentially died on the floor right there?
The second that she got shot, she was.
Family, did the city of Birmingham, did anybody say, did the church, did anybody say there's more to? So today we're talking about these VAC mandates that are going around. And if you work for a local government, then you probably already know, you probably have already been given a deadline as to when you have to come with your little card, or they're going to be pulling you into the office to talk to you about that. So if you are experiencing that, feel free to reach out to me and let me know how you feel about that. I personally side with a freedom of choice. I don't think anyone should be forced to do this CVac, although I understand why companies and other people, medical professionals, might be strongly urging us to do that. I understand, but still, I side on freedom of choice. And so, that's where we are with that. But what I had to realize is that there are, if that when it comes to city employees being CVac mandated, that includes cops, that includes law enforcement. And so a lot of law enforcement officers have claimed that they would rather quit their jobs than to be mandated, be required to take that VAC. And so here's what I think: most of those people who don't want to wear masks, who don't want to get the VAC, who are out here, they're okay with them being in control. Isn't it ironic that there are some people who are, they're okay with them having the power to push laws and regulations on other people and bully other people to do stuff, but when they find themselves in that same situation, having to be required to do something, now that's a problem. Now they want to leave their jobs. And you know what? If that means that's another way for us to strategically and expeditiously get rid of these bully, liar, killer cops off the street, then I'm all for it. I'm all for them separating from the job, because we know some of these police officers out here, some of these law enforcement officers out here are only in that position. They only wanted to be in that position so that they could use excessive force legally, even though excessive force in itself says that you don't need to do it. They don't care about what needs to be done. They want to do what they want to do to Black and brown individuals. And so that's the only reason why they got the job, is so they can be bullies, legal bullies with a badge and a gun on their hips. And so now they find themselves in a position where they're feeling bullied, and they don't like it. And it's kind of like poetic justice, if you ask me. And so I'm okay with them leaving their position if that means that we can get some of these crooked cops off the street. So even so, this VAC mandate could help us in that instance. And so that's why, again, I feel like freedom of choice is my number one concern. But if it helps us to get rid of some people who would rather choose their freedom of choice, they'd rather choose to lead a position than stay on the force. Because, it's hard to get these crooked ass cops off the street, because, case in point, I'm going to talk to you about one of these people that, based on his history of excessive force and the video that I'm going to show you, he's probably one of the people who is not going to his superiors and law enforcement is not justice is not going to come swiftly when it comes to getting him off the force. So I'm going to share with you the picture of the guy first. This is Deputy Julio Alvarado. He's out of Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. And so he looks innocent enough in this picture. He looks tame enough in this picture. But just like, all of them have, they look okay under the light of day. But when you get them in a badge and a gun, it's like they turn to Mr. Hyde. Is that the bad one? Dr. Jekyll's a good one. Mr. Hyde is the bad one, or if it's the other way around, you know what I'm talking about. They flip on you because they feel like, oh, they got the power now. So this is a video of this deputy that was caught just less than a week ago. Let me see where it is. All right, so let me try to play it.
Hey.
Now this is this same deputy,
Hey.
Julio Alvarado, and this is a 15-second loop. This is Deputy Julio Alvarado in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. This is how he does when he got his badge and his gun on. Now he is slinging around a woman. Her name is Sharon Robinson.
Hey.
Chantel Arnold. I'm sorry. Her name is Chantel Arnold. She's only 100 pounds and 4 foot 8 inches tall, and she is physically disabled, legally blind. She has only one eye, and from a previous unfortunate incident. And this dude is slinging her around by her braids like he's a pit bull with a rag doll. Okay, this is just ridiculous. So when it comes to these bully, liar, killer cops, they got all the smoke for people that they think are defenseless. And so we don't even know why he was engaged, why they were engaged in excessive force that he was putting on her. I'm not sure why he was engaged in that, but here's the thing. It doesn't matter because, again, he is a law enforcement officer. She clearly was smaller than him, 4 foot 8, 100 pounds. And she said, and does not have, she's like no eye. So clearly she is at a disadvantage physically to this Deputy Alvarado. Okay. And so there's no reason for him to treat her like that with such excessive force. But she's not the only person. And here's the most egregious thing. After bullying her and beating her up like that, she wasn't even charged with anything. He didn't charge her with anything. And so that's why it is imperative that if you live in the Jefferson Parish area of Louisiana and you know about this Deputy Julio Alvarado, you do what you can to make sure that the local media knows about this. Any other law enforcement agencies know about this, which they probably already know because he's been on the force for 16 years. And so, yeah, imagine if we see him doing this, imagine what we don't see him doing. And also, this young lady is not the only person that Deputy Alvarado has been known to use excessive force against. Alvarado has at least not one excessive force case, not 2 excessive force cases, not 3 other excessive force cases against him. He has about 8 excessive force cases against him. And he's still on the job for 16 years. One of those cases, he is accused, it's a federal civil lawsuit. He is accused of beating up a 14-year-old child. And based off of that video, I can believe that he did that, because there's probably video, or at least there should be his cop cam, because they should have, um I don't know all the jurisdictions, and they have different rules and regulations in different jurisdictions. But in some jurisdictions they have to have their cop cams on when they engage with the public. And so probably he either cut his off, or he's not required to have one, but other people have them, of course. And so it's like, how long, kings and queens, can we afford to just keep turning in video of these egregious ass people? How long can we keep doing this? We don't have enough time for this. We have to do something. Now, sure, we want these people to be held accountable, but how much faith do you have in a system that allows this to go on to begin with? How much faith do you have in a system that will that has not defended your rights, your civil rights, for so long, and now we expect this same justice system to just step in and do the right thing? Sure, the video makes a difference. We hope it makes a difference. At least it lets other people see that we're not crazy. We're not making this up. We're not lying, that this stuff is really happening. That's, and it's been said before, cell phone videos is like Black people's savior as far as technology is concerned. But at some point, it's turning out that these people don't even care. They don't even care that they're on video, because when it comes to being held accountable, the people who are supposed to hold them accountable are doing the same things, or have done the same things, or their buddies that they eat and drink with. And so it doesn't make that much of a difference. And so when it comes to we have to use everything at our disposal. And that to me says that even though I don't wish for anyone, I'm on the side, I stand on the side of freedom of choice, but when it comes to this the CVac and the mandates, and these cops saying that they want to quit over it, that could be, helping us out. I'm like, well, good riddance, see ya. Go on and go be a garbage man or something. No offense to garbage men, but go on and do something else that is where you don't engage with the public, because obviously you got a problem with your behavior engaging with the public. And that's not to say every law enforcement officer who has a problem with the mandate is a bad cop. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying probably a lot of them are, though, because they just don't want to be forced to do anything. They want to be the ones with the power to tell people what to do. And now when they have to be required to do something, now that's a problem. So that shows me that they're probably one of those people that we want to get rid of. So that's what I think about that. So again, if you know anyone who lives in the Jefferson Parish area who knows about this bully deputy Julio Alvarado, be sure to do what you can to get him off the streets. And I was going to tell you something else, but essentially that's it. Sometimes we have to look at, different viewpoints. Just because we're in a state where we're not fully in control, we don't fully understand what's going on. Understand this: God is always in control. He knows what's going on, and his plan is not always our plan, but sometimes we you ain't got no choice. You just have to go with it. Especially in this instance, make sure you keep yourself safe and healthy, and do what you need to do for you and your family, and make sure that if you don't want to take that VAC, that you are still making sure you are healthy and doing what's best for you and your family. And at the same time, maybe this all of this that has come to pass is helping us to weed out some people that need to be weeded out. And I know a lot of us have lost friends and loved ones, and I, don't want to see that happen. We just need to reevaluate. When things happen, you got to reevaluate how you handle life and how you handle your business so that you can be bigger and better and stronger. And that's why I think some of these things are happening so that we can, as far as these bully, liar, killer cops and the justice system that seems to hold us more accountable than others, more accountable than most, seems to let other people get away with infringing on our civil rights. You know, Sometimes things happen for a reason that you don't understand. So, to find out more about the things that I care about, you can go to the written version of my journal. That's at eurweb.com. Thanks, and you have a super day.